Pennsylvania Philharmonic is an orchestra that is, I think, rather unique in this country in that it is designed first and foremost as an organization that is bringing orchestral music to young people where they are, which is to say in their schools, as opposed to them coming to us at our main concert hall, wherever that might be. And we are constantly working to create programs that connect music to curricular subjects, whether they be things like science. We've got a program about acoustics and music. We've talked about visual art and music, the connections there. This particular program is an English language arts connection, and we are exploring the ways in which music can convey a narrative, how composers can use instruments and melodies and harmonies and tempos and so on in much the same way that authors use words to convey really three elements of storytelling, which are character, setting, and plot. And so this is a concert experience that we hope is not only inspiring for young people from a musical standpoint, but also one that helps them to kind of draw some or bring some connections between this sort of experience and things that they've been experiencing in their classrooms when they are reading stories and answering questions about them, for example. So the main goal for any of our concerts is that young people come away really just loving orchestral music, and I hope wanting perhaps to take up instrumental study or sing in a choir, for example, in their own lives, and so that they might find a spark of inspiration in the experience that will then carry them into exploring music for themselves as participants, not only as listeners. And of course, that is much. The experience is much more direct and immediate when you are in the midst of it all. But in these times, we are all exploring different ways to create those same effects, I guess, or impacts, but with different means. So in these sort of virtual experiences, we will talk about the ways that we can listen carefully to what is happening in a piece of music. I think a lot of times folks will just sort of let sound wash over them, and that's fine, of course, but there are a lot of things happening in most orchestral music that if you are given a little bit of insight into them, if you are sort of have some of these things pointed out to you, then you can listen to it in a more active and in a deeper way, and I think the piece then sort of means something more to you. This particular program, in its normal way of being presented, has a great deal of audience interactivity when students will be asked to respond to what they hear on the stage, and then in turn we on the stage will respond with we will incorporate some of the suggestions that the audience is giving us. So we can't recreate that exact experience here, but what we're going to do, you and I, are for the students to respond to that by writing down a story based on what they are hearing, using some of the techniques that we will be exploring in these various lessons together. So there's still a follow-up activity, a creative one, that students can engage in this way, even though we are not going to be all together in the same room at the same time.